Your new Robinair R1234yf is designed and certified to SAE J2843 HFO recovery, recycling, and recharging equipment standards for flammable refrigerants for mobile air conditioning systems. Ensure you read the owner's manual included in the accessory kit before setup. The kit also includes vacuum pump oil, the owner's manual, service center listing, calibration weight, tank fill hose adapter, and cap fill adapter. At this point, it is a good idea to install the oil drain bottle that is also included in the accessory kit. To install the oil drain bottle, hold it straight and insert the bottle into the hole behind the shroud until it snaps into place. Before powering up the machine, position it so that the plug and the main power switch are easily accessible to the operator. Verify that vent fans on the rear of the machine are not obstructed. Lock the wheels and turn the main power switch on. It is important to note that the machine is programmed to run the setup procedure as outlined in the owner's manual. To prevent personal injury, do not operate the machine without the oil port fill plug installed, because the vacuum pump is pressurized during normal operation. The operator needs to select the language from the screen prompt displays. English is the default language. Use the up or down arrow key to toggle through the available languages. Press OK to set the selected language. The license agreement is displayed for your approval, after which the machine continues with the setup mode. The machine is programmed at the factory for the local time zone using a 24-hour clock and date. Use the left and right arrow keys to modify the minutes displayed. Use the up and down arrow keys to modify the hours displayed. Press OK to accept the date and time. At this point, the machine clears its internal plumbing before proceeding with the setup. When prompted, connect the service hoses from the machine to their storage ports. Open the service couplers. The machine performs an internal clearing of its plumbing. It will sound an alarm when the tank fill adjustment screen is displayed. After the tank clearing process is done, you will need to fill the internal tank. Connect the tank fill hose to the source tank fitting and open the tank valve. In order to fill the internal storage tank, you need to position the source tank on the rear of the machine so the liquid refrigerant is supplied to the connection. Use the strap shown here to secure the tank in place. Be careful not to block the vents on the lower right side. The internal storage vessel, or ISV maximum fill of a new refrigerant, may be adjusted between 1.8 kilograms and 6.8 kilograms by using the keypad. After setting the amount of refrigerant you want the external tank to fill, press OK. The machine checks the refrigerant in the new refrigerant tank to verify it is R1234yf and is not contaminated. The machine displays warm-up, calibration in process, gas identify, and if the refrigerant is good, refrigerant purity acceptable. After 5 seconds, it begins filling the internal storage tank. Add at least 3.6 kilograms of refrigerant to ensure enough is available for charging. This process takes about 15 to 20 minutes. The machine stops when the designated amount of refrigerant has been transferred to the ISV or when the source tank is empty. Press OK to return to the functions menu. The machine is now ready for operation. Review the warranty, MSDS, EPA, and VAX information also included in the kit. When the product activation screen appears on the display, Follow the on-screen prompts to register the machine. The activation code is displayed in the top field on this screen. Write this code down, as you will need to enter it on the registration website. Open a web browser on a personal computer. Enter the web address shown on the activation process screen on the machine. Enter your username and password and log on to the site. If you don't have a username or password, you'll need to register and set up your account prior to registration. Just follow the on-screen instructions. Enter your information and the product activation key into the correct field on the web page. Once complete, click Register Product and the site will return an activation code. Enter the activation code into the displayed field on the R1234yf machine and press OK. Enter the activation code exactly as it was displayed. Capitalization is required. Press OK on the machine again, and you should see the display screen that the machine has been activated. Record the product activation code on a piece of paper and file it in a secured place. The automatic function allows the technician to program an automatic recovery, vacuum, leak test, and charge sequence. The user may choose to skip any step of the automatic operation during the programming. A totally automatic sequence may take up to an hour. Start the process by connecting the machine's service hoses to the vehicle's service ports and open the coupler valves. Press Automatic. The machine displays a VIN entry screen to store the vehicle's service data. To store the vehicle's service data by VIN, use the arrow keys to select the field and press OK. Entering a VIN is optional. Press OK to skip this step and not activate the stored data feature. The machine displays HP, LP, HP plus LP, refrigerant, and vacuum. Use the numbered keys on the keypad to make selections 1 through 3 for the vehicle AC system. For selections 5 through 6, accept the default values or enter values and press OK. If no pressure is detected, the machine proceeds to the next program mode, vacuum or charge. If pressure is detected, the machine prompts to run diagnostic pressure before recovery. Running diagnostic pressure before recovery is optional. Diagnostic pressure should be run when prompted after charge. Press OK to run diagnostic pressures. Press Escape to continue with recovery. If OK was selected, the following prompts displayed to start the vehicle and set the AC system according to the service manual AC performance test requirements. Press OK after the pressure stabilizes. The machine checks the refrigerant in the vehicle to verify it is R1234yf and not contaminated. The machine displays the following screen. If the purity reading is acceptable, the machine performs a recovery. If vacuum time was programmed, the machine performs a vacuum. The system oil is drained at the end. If a charge was selected, the machine displays this screen. You may be prompted to perform a manual leak test using a J2913 compliant leak detector. Follow the instructions on the screen for doing a manual leak test. Once the leak test has been completed, the charge continues. At the end of the charge, the machine prompts to do a diagnostic pressure test. Select OK to begin clearing the hoses. This prepares the machine for the next service. Before starting a recovery process, you need to empty the oil drain bottle. Select the recovery function by pressing the recovery button on the control panel. Entering a VIN is optional. Press OK to skip this step and the machine displays Run Diagnostic Pressures. Press OK. The machine displays when to capture the values and when they may be printed. The machine then checks the refrigerant in the vehicle to verify it is R1234yf and not contaminated, and displays the following screens: calibration in process, gas identify, refrigerant purity acceptable. If the refrigerant purity is acceptable, the machine begins the recovery process. After the oil drain is complete, the machine displays a summary of gas recovered. The amount of oil that was recovered from the system is the amount of new oil that should be charged into the AC system after the evacuation is complete. Dispose of used oil according to government regulation. The recovery process is complete. To perform a vacuum, ensure that the service hoses are properly connected to the vehicle and the coupler valves are open. Press vacuum. The machine displays a VIN entry screen. Entering a VIN is optional. Press OK to skip this step and not activate the stored data feature. Press OK to accept the default evacuation time, or enter the desired time by using the numbered keys and press OK. The machine will pull a vacuum on the AC system for a programmed amount of time. During the vacuum process, the machine may perform an air purge if needed. The machine stops when the specified amount of time has elapsed. At this point, you may print out the vacuum information by selecting OK or press Escape by returning to the main menu. Press Charge. The machine displays a VIN entry screen. Entering a VIN number is optional. Press OK and skip this step. If OK is selected, the machine prompts for a hose flush procedure. Press OK. This takes about 3 minutes. The machine will then do a recovery cycle. After the hose flush is complete, move the service hoses to the vehicle's service ports and open the connectors. Press OK. The machine performs a charge. You may be prompted to perform a manual leak test using a J2913 compliant leak detector. Follow the instructions on the screen for doing a manual leak test. Once the leak test has been completed, the charge continues. At the end of the charge, the machine prompts to do a diagnostic pressures test. Select OK to begin clearing the hoses. This prepares the machine for the next service. In order to do a manual charge procedure, first connect the service hoses to the machine's service ports and open the couplers. Before attempting a filter change, please ensure that the high and low side hoses are disconnected from the vehicle. Select Filter Change from the Setup menu or when the machine prompts. When prompted, select OK to change the filter. Select Escape to resume using the machine. Use the keypad to enter the serial number that appears on the new filter and select OK. The machine tells you to turn the unit off. Remove the 4 screws holding the shroud. Remove the oil bottle. Hang the shroud on the back of the machine by placing it in the detents as shown here. Remove the filter by turning it clockwise. Look at the new filter. Verify that the O-rings are lubricated and correctly located in the grooves. Install the new filter by threading it counterclockwise into place. Verify the filter is positioned correctly and tighten the filter. Replace the shroud. Replace and tighten the 4 screws. Replace the oil reservoir. And you are done. The internal storage vessel, or ISV maximum fill adjustment, may be adjusted between 1.8 kilograms and 6.8 kilograms by using the keypad to make adjustments. Connect the tank fill hose to the source tank fitting and open the tank valve. In order to refill the internal storage tank, you need to position the source tank on the rear of the machine so that the liquid refrigerant is supplied to the connection. Use the strap shown here to secure the tank in place. Be careful not to block the airflow on the vents on the lower right side. After setting the amount of refrigerant you want the external tank to fill the internal tank, press OK. The machine checks the refrigerant in the source tank to verify it is R1234yf and is not contaminated. The machine displays warm-up, calibration in process, gas identify, and refrigerant purity acceptable, and after 5 seconds it begins filling the internal storage tank. Add at least 3.6 kilograms of refrigerant to ensure enough is available for charging. This process takes about 15 to 20 minutes. The machine stops when the designated amount of refrigerant has been transferred to the ISV or when the source tank is empty. Press OK to return to the Functions menu. The machine is now ready for operation. This machine has the capability to print out recovery, vacuum, charge and flush information for each vehicle tested. Press Menu, select Setup, and press the right arrow twice until garage data appears. The cursor will blink in the first fill field. Use the arrow keys on the machine's keypad to move around the keyboard. Press OK to enter a character. Press OK to save the data and move to the next vehicle. Press Escape to return to the Setup menu. A printout may be obtained anytime the screen shows OK, PRN, or Print.